One of the first things you want to do when you're looking to buy a house is hire the right realtor. We take time in our buyer consultation to not only go over the buying process in our buyer's guide that we supply you, but we make sure that we are the right fit for you. Maybe it's a different location in Florida that you're looking to buy that we have an expert partner we can refer you to, or maybe it's right here in Brevard County where we know it, we live it, and we're able to help you through the transaction. So the second step of the buying process, we've now hired the perfect realtor to help you through the transaction. Now it's searching for the right home. We not only set you up to get homes sent directly to you that meet your search criteria, but we go out and we're touring all of the new inventory in the area to let you know about something that may be up and coming that's not on the market. And once you find that perfect home, we're writing an offer. And in these next few videos, we're gonna go through that offer process with you and exactly everything it entails to get you from that perfect home and writing an offer on it to the closing table. So now that you've found that perfect house and you've written the offer on it, what happens next once your offer is accepted? Well, once your offer is accepted, you're now going to make an earnest money deposit, also known as your escrow deposit. That money is showing good faith to the seller that you indeed love this home and want to move forward on it, and it goes towards your closing costs at the end of the transaction. Typically, we're seeing your escrow and earnest money deposit being about 1% of the purchase price. So if you're purchasing a $300,000 home, that's about a $3,000 earnest money deposit. It's held either with an attorney that is going to be processing the closing or a local title company that will be assisting with the closing. And then we're off to our next step. So now you've made that offer, you've made your escrow deposit. What happens next? Well, next we have our due diligence period, or what we call here our inspection period. Typically that's going to be a time frame from 5 to 14 days where you have a licensed inspector come in and inspect the property. They are not only inspecting everything that we can see with our eyes, but they're hopping on the roof, they're getting in the attic, they're checking the main systems and components of the home to ensure that this is a home that you want to move forward on, to let you know the condition of the home. We typically don't use our inspection periods as a renegotiation period, but we use it as an informative period for you as the buyer to know not only the current conditions of the home, but the lifespan of certain major appliances and major components of the home. So now we're through inspections. We know that this is the home we want to move forward on. So what happens next? Well, at this point, your lender has been working in the background and they're going to order the appraisal. The lender orders the appraisal to confirm what the current market value of that property is. They're looking at recent closed sales. They're looking at what the home has inside to make a comparable estimate of what they believe the property value to be. That appraisal is needed for any loan that you take out, unless you're a cash buyer. Then your appraisal is optional. Now we're on to the next step. So your appraisal's back. Your home is at value or sufficient value is what most lenders will say. Well, what does that mean? Well, it means that the home at least appraised at our contract price or above. Once we're done with that, the lender is wrapping up the final things that they need to issue what's called a final loan approval. Other times you'll hear it called a clear to close, meaning we're clear to close. All of the conditions that they may have had, all of the information that they may have needed you to turn in has been turned in, and we're ready to head to the closing table. So we have that final clear to close. We are ready to go to the closing table, but it's probably been a solid 30 days since you've seen the home, because that's the time period that it typically takes from contract to close. So what we're able to do is what's called a final walkthrough. We typically go the morning prior to closing just to make sure that anything that may have been negotiated with the home was taken care of and that the home is in the same condition it was or better than when we wrote our contract. We do that final walkthrough just as that final pass through to make sure that everything is a-okay before we head to the closing. So we've done that final walkthrough and we are ready for closing day. Well, how does the title company or the attorney's office get those closing funds? Well, those funds are wired to them either the morning of closing or the day prior. With the increase in wire fraud, we always recommend that you call the attorney's office or title company directly to confirm those wire instructions. Once they confirm that they have those funds in hand, we are ready to go to the closing table and sign. Once you're there, it typically takes anywhere between an hour to 2 at the most, where you're signing all of the legal documents that then make that home yours, and you are now a homeowner. So So now you're a homeowner. Does that mean our relationship ends? Well, absolutely not. We're your realtors for life. So we are there to be a resource for you through the whole homeowning process. If you need a recommendation for a plumber to fix that leaky faucet, or if you're noticing that, hey, there's that light that flickers every so often, what's a good electrician you can recommend? We not only supply our vendors list, but we are there to help with any questions you may have, even if it's what's going on with my property taxes next year. We're there to be a resource for you from start to finish and throughout the whole time period of you owning that home. So if you'd like more information on setting up that buyer consultation and going through this process with us, definitely look at the information below. We'd love to connect with you here or give us a call, 321-426-0224.